Welcome back to Another Thing. We continue our conversation now on the tension between police and the black community. And here to talk more about it is Tiana Kimbrough, founder of Black Lives Matter in Morristown. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Let me, since this all started, and we just talked about it a second ago, the movement came out of the Michael Brown and the Eric Garner cases. Have things gotten better?
No, it has not gotten better.
You said that definitively.
Absolutely. When those two incidents took place, the Black Lives Matter movement, it was very big, and then it died down a little bit. And then over the past year, it was over 100 shootings of black men. And I believe with those shootings, and it connected with the two shootings, Eric Garner, the chokehold, and the Mike Brown, everyone had enough. So I believe right now I think we're at our biggest, and demands are actually being listened to at this point.
And there's a conversation now.
Absolutely.
There is a conversation. So isn't that better? Isn't that some improvement right there, right?
A little bit.
Okay. Do you think that the rhetoric from Black Lives Matter, much of the rhetoric is responsible for the increase in police shootings?
Do I believe that Black Lives Matter is responsible for police shootings that's been taking place?
The rhetoric, does it fuel a feeling in this country that causes people to go out and shoot police officers?
I wouldn't say Black Lives Matter has something to do with that.
Is Black Lives Matter being misrepresented by some people who are grabbing on to the movement?
I believe it's individuals that are mad, that they're angry right now. And if they are saying, which I'm not aware of, they are saying, oh, I'm part of Black Lives Matter, and then the social media runs with that, I think that's really misfortunate, because Black Lives Matter does not condone any violence toward police. We don't condone violence, period.
There was a shooting recently in Pennsylvania, central Pennsylvania, where there was two young African-American men who tried to shoot. I don't know if they were trying to kill, but they shot at a police officer. The mother came out and said it was the rhetoric of Black Lives Matter that caused them to do this. I will point out that Black Lives Matter in central Pennsylvania denounced the shooting. But in that case, does Black Lives Matter inspire the young to do things like this?
No. And can I explain that?
Sure.
Okay. What we have here is this generation's angry. We're angry, and I feel like there's so much frustration that it's being misplaced. Nobody knows where to put this frustration, because a lot of people, they don't know what steps they need to take in order to make the black communities better. They don't know where to start. And so some people are putting this on Black Lives Matter. Oh, they encourage me to do this. But in all reality, you're just angry. And if people truly, listen to what it is that Black Lives Matter is demanding. What are they demanding? I can say for Black Lives Matter Morristown, because that's what I'm most familiar with. Okay. Black Lives Matter Morristown, what we are demanding, and you know what, to clear that off the record, right now we're not so much demanding anything. We're taking steps right now to have public discussion with community leaders, trying to figure out what's next for Morristown. And our steps, which hopefully Morristown can be a model to other surrounding areas and towns, we plan to put together a committee where we're discussing what it is that we want to get across. We believe in Morristown that it's relationships with the police and the community that we would like worked on first. And the budget, we would like to know where is our money going, and where is it being put into, and what is it being taken out of? Now, that's wonderful. And you know what, here's what I commend you for. That's constructive. Yes. And it does take the next step. President Obama was among those who criticized Black Lives Matter for saying, you did a great thing, you started a conversation, now what? You've got to not just yell, you got to just not protest, you have to have solutions. Yes. So I wish that sometimes, and I'm sure others do, including President Obama, that the national movement would follow what you're doing in Morristown and take the next step to have some kind of constructive conversations. Yes, and I believe it will get there. I don't believe it's only just, protests and marches. I believe it's going to come down to a conversation. But I can only focus on
Morristown.
Morristown.
But as you said, maybe you'll be the model for the
I
rest.
hope so.
Tiana, thank you so much. It was
Thank
wonderful
you.
to talk to you. Tiana Kimbrough, founder of Black Lives Matter in Morristown. When are the meetings coming up?
We actually just had a meeting last week, and right now we are talking to a smaller group, and we're figuring out our next steps on how to find our objective, and like you said, our end game. What's our solution?
Okay, great. That's perfect. That's what everybody should be doing. Thanks a lot. I appreciate you talking to me.
Thank you.
When we come back.
The story of one family who's on a real mission to become health and wellness ambassadors for the world.